In this video, I'm going to show you all my favorite places to get cute graphics for your wedding invitations or design projects. I'll have links to all of these below or in the corner, so check them out. First is Creative Market. This is kind of my go-to for like watercolor graphics and vector graphics. So if you want like blue, watercolor, flowers, for instance, you can type that in. They also have great fonts. I have another video covering their licensing. So just make sure you get the appropriate license for what you're using because there's a few different options. So a lot of these are very beautiful, and if you do like something and click on it, then you can also click on the shop owner and see what else they have, or you can go down here and see like other similar things that you might also like. Creative Market just has a plethora of amazing things. This is typically my first stop when I'm looking for some type of hand-drawn, hand-painted type of graphic. Another option is called Raw Pixel. The main reason that I use this is for their public domain stuff. So this is where you don't really need a license and you can search through a lot of different styles or specific artists, for instance. Oh my God, this is all so beautiful. I feel like this is new. And you can kind of create like a favorites. And all the public domain stuff can be used commercially with no attribution or credit or any specific license. Oh my God, these are beautiful. I think these are new. So I absolutely love so many things here. You'll see a lot of those botanical drawings that people use in their designs here. I like to use a lot of them to make frames and stuff like this. So this is an example of all elements that were gotten from Raw Pixel, for instance. And I do have a full frame building class that I'll link in the description if you're interested in learning more about that. But generally most of those I'm going to find on Raw Pixel. And what I like is if you click on something, it'll often give you like similar looking things. You can search by the artist, etc. So this is public domain, but you will also see things on their main site. If you're not searching in that, you'll see free things, which might require attribution or something or be free in personal context. And then they also have paid designs as well that you can look through. So I love to just search like blue flowers. We're just going with that theme and see what I can get. And then maybe I'll add like watercolor. And then over here on the side, you can choose like what type. You can have some different filters for the type of file it is, whether it's free or not, all of those kind of things. So here's an example of like a cool free one. These are all really beautiful. So you can use these as much as you want, and you can also get premium if you want to purchase a larger license to everything on here. Vector Stock is one that's great for vector style images. So I search cactus here. There's lots of options, and you can purchase like a one-time, or you can get a subscription that you can get a certain number of designs every single month. Creative Fabria is really cool. You can get it for like $4.99 a month. I'll have a discount link below for you. But what's really awesome about this is you can change these images and fonts and things based on different use cases. So if you want to use them for like print on demand, then there's only certain types of graphics that allow you to license for print on demand. So you can actually go specifically to that and see, and as long as you're a member, you can continue to make things with these and use them. So for like $4.99 a month, you get access to just like all of these fonts, all of these graphics, just so many different things. Let's see, stick with our blue flowers and see how we do. So I think this is a really cool one as well. And I like a lot of their font options too. And if you just want to buy something specific, you can see they're not super expensive. Like this one's just $1.60, $4.50, $1, etc. Canva is also a really awesome spot that you might not think of to find specific elements. They have a lot of templates for graphic design. I have another video showing you how I use this template to design a beautiful save the date here. And their elements are really great too. So I use this to find these little star elements, but you'll find all kinds of like animated elements, background elements. Let's do our blue flower. Since that we're doing, these are all so pretty. You can see a lot of these are going to be in the Pro subscription. And if you are going to print something, I highly recommend getting the Pro subscription because you'll want to download in CMYK as opposed to RGB. That's the best for professional printing, and it's only available on the Pro subscription, but it's only like $15 a month. So really not too bad, or $10 a month, I think, if you pay by the year. So not bad. And they actually have so many great elements, and then all of those templates that you can start with. So if you don't like this template, for instance, you can kind of switch it up really easily. The noun project is a really cool one. I'm not going to search blue flower, but just flower. This is technically for like icons, which I know typically brings up a certain look, like something like this, but as you can see, they have more kind of sketch style options as well. Like this one is so beautiful, and then a lot of them are for icons. So I have a few like invitation suites that feature some of these icons, or you can use a few different ones to make a pattern, something like this, but you could take a few different ones here. And if you click on any of these, you'll see like related ones. You can click on the shop and see other ones that they've made. And you can use some of them without attribution. It just depends. And then if you have their subscription, which is like $50 a year, you can use them all pretty much without any attribution. So lots of cute elements. And then these are already vector, so you can change their colors. You can edit the anchor points. You can change the shape of them really, really easily, which is just so fun. And as you can see, they even have some like pattern squares, they're repeat that you can use. This one's called Vecteezy, and it's also got like vector elements. So we'll do our cactus example again, just for fun. This one is cool. Oftentimes when I use this one, it's just because I've kind of Googled something and I like one of the things that come up. I don't usually start on this website, to be honest, but I have found some really great stuff here. For instance, I used this vector and I made this envelope liner out of it, and it turned out super cute. A lot of these like Vecteezy, Vector Stock, etc., you can get like a free month subscription that will allow you to get a certain number of downloads as long as you remember to cancel it in time. This one is Adobe Stock. You can get some like free ones or discounts depending on your Adobe subscription. I tend to use this one mostly for photos more than anything else. I think like these travel photos are going to be a really good example. There are other things, as you can see, like some icons and drawings, like this summer vacation pattern is really cute. But in general, I'm generally gonna like their photos. But I do a lot of like photo envelope liners, so I think this is kind of a fun one to keep in mind as well. And then I'll use stuff like this would be great for my font Lemon Squeezy, which has a very like refreshing summer vibe. So I do like getting photos from here sometimes. Etsy is another great one. Typically, you're going to want to put clip art after what you're looking for to find the right thing, or PNG even, but you're going to find a lot of the same stuff that's on Creative Market on Etsy as well. I find for anything that's very specifically invitation related, Etsy is likely going to have it, and sometimes you can find the same thing but cheaper on Etsy. So big fan here. And then lastly, if you are a stationery designer, I have a free Stationery Squad Facebook group, and we have a couple of things, like if you ever want anything that is more specific, that you need maybe some custom art creative, or if you're looking for venue art, we have a few things. So we have our venue art licensing database, which is where people can put in venue art that they've already done, and you can go in there and figure out how to license it from them directly. So if you need to draw like the Biltmore estate, for instance, you can find some art that someone else has already done there. And we also have a whole database of stationers who do work for other stationers. So if you need someone who's great at drawing, painting, etc., you can go in there and find someone who can create something custom for you. So I know most of us are not going to go custom, but that's just an option. If you are a stationery designer, definitely join Stationery Squad. I'll link it below for you. But in the meantime, I hope this provided some good options, places for you to start. In general, I would recommend thinking about how you're going to use these elements. If it's just for your invitations, it's not necessarily as important. But if you are doing this commercially as a stationery designer, you want to kind of use things differently. So a lot of these are going to come with pre-made frames, for instance. This is going to be a pre-made frame that it comes with. And while this is so beautiful, if you and everyone else who searches blue watercolor flowers and downloads this, creates an invitation with this frame, it's going to all start looking the same. So if you take some of the frames that they've created and add some more elements, change the colors of elements, change some things around, or even if you use the individual elements and smaller bouquets to put together your own frames, it's going to give you a more unique look. So I just want to encourage you, if this is something you want to do professionally, and you want to create some wedding invitations, like all these frames that they've created are so, so beautiful. But if you can think about how to use these pieces in a unique and different way, then that will prevent you from accidentally kind of looking like everyone else out there, because this was like right on the first page of, you know, blue watercolor. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that's created that's absolutely beautiful, but maybe just taking that and adjusting a little bit, or, you know, combining these frames using like the top of this frame and the bottom of this frame or something else, is just going to give you a leg up over the competition and make sure that your work doesn't look like everything else that's out there. So as a reminder, this one is just so beautiful. I keep I always heart just everything. I have so many hearts on here, and I'm always collecting elements with the idea of using them in new suites, but there's just only so much time in the day. I hope this video gave you some ideas of where to look for elements for your wedding invitations. I'm going to link all of these below. A couple of them might be affiliate links. They're not going to cost you anything, but I'm partners with a couple of these websites because I use them every day myself and absolutely love them. So while you're here, let me know what you thought of this video and check out some of our other stationery design videos. If you're interested in learning how we build frames out of elements like this, or like the ones that we saw here in some of these listings, definitely check out our invitation frame building course, which again, I will link in the description of this video. Thanks everyone.